Hey everyone, we thought this day would never come. All of you were in the comments saying, Horsey, he was never gonna make it to the true ending of Chaos Child. He's just gonna drop it at episode 20 like he did back in 2022 and 2020. Wrong. We're here now at the apex of Chaos Child. Anything could happen. Literally anything. Okay, before we start though, like, epic speech aside, wanted to talk about what my expectations going in? Got no clue. So, my general theory, since apparently this was true for Chaos Head, is that all these heroine routes were delusions. That Serika, at the end of the common route, is like feeding into Takuyo somehow. Because you remember, he's like, he was in a coma, right? And Serika escaped with him, like killed 2 people or something. I don't know, she's crazy. That makes sense to me. However, I've had another theory that I don't like, and until Uki's right, I didn't believe in at all. But now I'm kind of like, maybe? Because specifically, which one was it? Another end ended really weirdly and abruptly and wasn't explained in Dream End. Well, Dream Sky End. Meaning it's got to be brought up, right? It's not just going to leave it there. Basically, it implied that the reality that Takuyo woke up into, in Another Sky End and probably Dream Sky End, was still a delusion. Which, I mean, checks out with what I just explained about Serika feeding everything, right? But I was kind of reminded of Fate Grand Order here. Before they started like part 2 of their their story arc, right? They had like kind of a filler arc with 4 story chapters, and all 4 of their story chapters kind of like did a little foreshadowing for stuff. And there's one of them that is literally just like a test run of part 2, which is what Another Sky ending would be for the true ending. Like, so what if everything, I don't know what point it would start. After chapter 5, definitely. Because I think Yui and Nono are alive, I think, by the end of this. Meaning it has to start before the end of chapter 8, where Yui's dead. Or Yui and Nono were never dead because we like never conclusively saw their bodies and it was just delusioned away or something. I mean, that could work. But I think at least the latter half-ish of the common route was a delusion, basically. Maybe. I got started on this idea from doing the center route and watching this one video that YouTube kept recommending me over and over again, implying that the entire Science Adventure series is in the Matrix. So, anyway, yeah. There's also other stuff that needs to be addressed. Like the knocking sound, like duh, 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 duh. Obviously, Shadow Uki from the last route. What else? Kunosato in general, I feel like needs... Like, I feel like Kunosato is going to be very involved in this true ending. Maybe Shinjo's going to be evil, maybe. I could see him being evil. Like, just look at his face. You could, like, imagine Shinjo smiling like the Joker. You can see it. So it's possible. I know there are other things, but it's been so long I've forgotten them. Anyway, the big one is, oh! Why they can't leave Shibuya. This is, that's the main thing driving my maybe everything's a delusion theory. Oh, and the crash of 15. I forgot about that one. Well, with the crash of 15 and like Chaos Children in general, like, what if all of Shibuya has just been a delusion for like 6 years or something? I don't know. The crash of 15 is definitely gonna play into it. It's been mentioned a lot. It was mentioned in the first like 2 minutes of meeting Takuyo. Like, so after, like, you know, we see the prologue with like people dying. I don't know. Is that everything out of the way? I guess so. Sometimes I have these dreams. Sometimes I have them on a night after I get a bad test grade, when I have a fight with a friend. Anytime I'm not feeling well when I sleep, I have these dreams. I only remember the dreams when I'm asleep. When I wake up, I don't remember anything about them. The dreams are strange that way. Yeah? In the dreams, I'm a murderer. First people I killed were the parents of my childhood friend. Okay, this is Serika. Killed them because he wanted me to do it. In his heart, he was happy. So I was too. But the murders didn't stop there. I kept killing people in secret after that. Okay, so is Serika actually a split personality instead of just faking it? As for the reason why, because I needed to continue the game that he wished for deep inside his heart. I leave hints and small contradictions of the murder scene so that he could slowly track down who I was. The boy loved the game. I saw how happy it made him. It made me happy too. In the dreams, there's a man helping me with the murder. The doctor who ran the dorm where he stayed. Oh yeah, wasn't there... Maybe I'm misremembering this. Wasn't there an implication that Sakuma's motive was more than was let on? I didn't like the doctor. He wasn't normal. Every time he appeared in my dreams, he'd suggest a cruel, horrible way of killing someone. Okay, maybe not. But he would laugh and smile and always say the same thing. Your boy wouldn't enjoy anything less. Very well then, I would think in response. If that was what it would take for the boy to enjoy it, that's what I would do. The man and I killed many people in the dream, the worst ways imaginable. In my dreams, I was psychic. I knew exactly what the man was trying to do to the boy. He was planning something awful. But I knew he wouldn't lose to the man. The boy I loved was very, very strong. He was my hero. Come to think of it, there's another man in my dreams too sometimes. What? NTR? There's a man I knew well. Normally he's a lazy, easygoing man. Kenny would never imagine doing something wrong. Ito? Wakui. The committee is willing to let this play out, provided you don't interfere with us. We're interested in seeing what happens to him. He was part of some organization called the Committee, kind of thing you'd see on a TV show about urban legends. He said he was watching me, the boy, at all times. I was kind of thinking they just wouldn't bring up Wakui at all. But yeah, I mean, I guess Serika knows him. Even for a dream, that seems like a little too much. I thought to myself and almost laughed. Yeah, I know, right? Next thing you know, he's gonna ride on a dinosaur. By the way, how are you two getting along with your everyday life? You won't want to slip up and have someone find out who you are, right? After he told me that, I realized something. In the dreams, for some reason, I didn't have a home. He found me at the home of a girl who lived by herself. I killed her, then I had my place to live. Was it a girl? I thought it was a man. Each time he appeared in my dream, he would tell me about the strangest things. E-swords, gigalomaniacs, truth about the new generation men, the murders that occurred in Shibuya before the earthquake, the artificial gigalomaniac generator device. Oh, is that the thing that Sakuma had? It was Chaos Child Syndrome, the sumo stickers. The other me, who was watching the me in the dreams, would always look down in confusion. Why was I having these dreams? Sure, whenever there's a program on TV about urban legends, I'd watch it. But it's just a small hobby of mine. It wasn't something that should be showing up in my dreams. In one of my dreams, he was scolding me like I was at school. Sending him into the hospital basement was going a little too far, you know? You made me have to move all the things that you're keeping down there. I don't like trouble. Okay, he's the one who moved it. I mean, I've been thinking up until this point that it was all delusion made by Uki. She can like real boot stuff, right? So I thought like once she left, it disappeared. But oh, okay, there's actually someone. Was he the one who was like giving Uki supplies? Some kind of lab filled with all kinds of machines. Kind of surprised to find something like this in the basement of a place I knew so well. Wait, no, that's not right. This was a dream. Impossible things happen all the times in dreams. Sorry, as a middle manager type, I have to tell you these things. Anyway, just keep him on a tighter leash, alright? If you do, I won't do anything. You need to be a little more careful, okay? Just kept on having these strange things. Oh, another thing. The girl Uki knew. Whatever happened to her? I've been thinking for a long time it was Haida Riko, but it never went into that at all. Kept on having these strange dreams. Every time I woke up, I wouldn't remember anything. Just when I was thinking of going to a doctor about this, I had that dream. The most realistic dream I'd ever had. November 4th. It was so realistic, I even knew the date. I was in a panic. She had found out my secret.
あなたよね。南沢千里を使っていたのは。 お前に言われたくないよ、クルスノノ。
I'd screwed up and let her find out who I was. Geralt Froggy! How could I have known she'd find out because of the cell phone strap he had given me as a present? Quickly ripped out the strap and threw it away. Made me sad, but I didn't have a choice. Geralt Froggy, no! I wasn't intending to kill her. Her death would be too much of a shock for him. He might quit playing my game if I did. No good. I'd have to kill her without him finding out, to come up with something. Nothing personnel? Drew my D-sword and tried to kill her. But then, I suddenly saw something in my dream. He and she might have a future like she what? No, don't give me that. He and she might have a future like this. They're all just alternate timeline Serika saw. Gun distracted and Mr. Vitals swung the sword again, but then Kurusu! Oh no way! It was him. And now he knew. There's no way I could talk my way out of this. No, no! Yeah, that's her name. No, no! Run. That's what she said just before collapsing. Of course, she was talking to him. We gotta use the quotation marks. But I was the one who ran instead. I think that's where it all started. Where the me and the dream started to go wrong. And then, the dream suddenly ended. He was holding his D-sword high and looking down at me. I was begging him not to do something. Dot, dot. And for the first time in my life, I actually cried real tears. Oh, he's talking. No, you're gonna be a normal girl. You don't get to be Chuni anymore. This is it. Goodbye. Up to the very last second, I was gazing at the face of the boy that I loved. I will never forget it. February 11th, 2016. Okay, so this is around the time of the hospital breakout or after? TV! This is a background from Mahoyo, but set like 30 years in the future because there's a flat screen TV and a PlayStation or Xbox? Xbox maybe? That's not a real console, so. I wake up feeling something on my cheek. Put my hand up to it. It's wet with tears. What dream was I having that made me so sad? Are they tears of joy, maybe? Not even sure. Whenever I have that dream, I cry. Makes my eyes all puffy and red. Maybe I need to have a doctor look at me after. I don't know how to even begin to explain it to them. I don't remember what these dreams are about after all. Stretch out on the bed to try to feel better. Oh, okay, I need to... Is this after or before the hospital breakout? Because they have different theories about what's going on depending on that. Like, is this Serika actually just a normal girl now? Did she break Takuyo out? The light coming through the curtains is bright. The weather outside seems to be very good. Today's February 11th. National Foundation Day and school is closed. Supposed to go out and meet a friend, so I have to get up and get ready fast.
Aoi? Hi, moshi moshi.
That's the worst name. I'm not pronouncing that. Aoi. Like that's.
セリカ、今どこ？
うち、
は？まだ出てないの？
I moved the phone away from my ear and checked the time. 10 minutes before the time we're supposed to meet. Shopping mall we planned to rendezvous at is a 20-minute walk away. I realized I don't remember setting my alarm the night before. And I don't have a bike.
ごめん、すぐ出る。
ああ、いいよいいよ。ちょうどよかった。ねえ、駅集合でもいい？
別にいいけど、いつものとこ行くんじゃないの？
So here I thought like the true ending would be like, you know, starting with the front foot forward. What? You know what I mean? Like just hit the ground running. No, we're having a fun Serika date scene first.
あやかが
With Ayaka.
暇だって。で、渋谷行きたいんだって。
Shibuya.
え？
My heart pounds loudly.
なんかまずい？
大丈夫。オッケー。
Then she enters Shibuya. She goes full Chuny mode. Talking fast to cover up my panic. Tell her I'll be there as soon as I can and hang up. I'm not supposed to go to Shibuya. That's what she told me. She didn't even tell me why. Probably has something to do with the traffic accident I was in 3 months ago. Oh, even disregarding the incident, I just don't feel like going to Shibuya that often. Yokohama has a lot of places that are just as fancy and fashionable. Going all the way to a crowded town like that on my day off is just exhausting. I don't like big crowds anyway. Say a lot of people at once, my head starts aching. I feel something strange in my chest. Is that just another thing my body does?
もういいか。
My friends have been nice enough to invite me. It's my guardian's fault for not telling me why I shouldn't go to Shibuya anyway. Who's your guard? Like, it's a fancy looking house. Like, it's Dario! He bought a big old Western style mansion. She lives in Shibuya, so if I see her there, I'll tell her that myself. Okay, so she lives by herself and I left her to bed and started to get ready. She's choking on the Darac Sea bubble that's around Shibuya. I don't know. Contents of my stomach flow down the drain and disappear. If you feel like you have to vomit, just getting it over with is the best way to feel better. The crepes I ate are gone now, though. Okay, I thought it was had to do with Shibuya. No, it's...
大丈夫？
Aoi is rubbing my back. Raise my hand to show that I'm fine.
なけなしの1800円が。
Saw a group of college kids having fun, and suddenly felt like I needed to throw up.
これってセリカの頭の病気と関係あるの？
わかんない。
It happened 3 months ago in Shibuya, on November 6th. The day of the Shibuya Restoration Festival. Supposedly, I was hit by a car full of people who came to see the festival. It was Kunosano driving! I say supposedly because I can't really remember it. All I remember is seeing a very bright light. Headlights, maybe? The next thing I knew, I woke up in a hospital bed. There were wounds all over my body, particularly my stomach. I was wrapped up in bandages like a mummy. What was worse was the effect it had on my memories. I remembered my name. I remembered how old I was. I remembered my favorite TV shows. I remembered the day of the Shibuya earthquake. I remember the faces of idols I liked, and how to use flick input on the smartphone. Oh yeah, that's important. What school I went to, where I lived, who my parents were. All of that was gone. I tried so hard to remember, but I just can't. Instead, sometimes see images in my mind, like clips from a film. Sometimes it's a town in ruins, or rows and rows of TV screens, or a puddle of blood, but none of them seem real. I can't imagine why I'm seeing them anyway. The doctors told me that maybe I used to like watching movies, and that's supposedly where the images came from. Yeah. Maybe they're right. I don't know.
大丈夫？はい、これ。
Thanks, Ayaka. Ayaka ran to get me a bottle of tea. Best girl. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's thank you. Why say thanks? I mean, I guess you could say that saying thank you in English is informal rather than formal, so don't get me caught up in translation. Take it gratefully, rinse out my mouth, and spit it into the drain again. Gosh dang it, thank you for using YouTube-friendly language, Serika.
何？
具合が悪いのはしょうがないにしても、もうちょっと女の子らしくしなって、もったいない。
What is the peh? Like she's just spitting it out? Is that the sound you make when you're spitting? Peh? What is she talking about? I feel like someone told me the same thing before. As I think about that, the urge to vomit fades away.
どうする？私目当ての服買っちゃったから帰ってもいいよ。
いや、平気平気。
Feel just fine after that.
単に3つも食べたからじゃない？
やっぱりそうかな。
Sometimes, something happens and I suddenly feel like I remember glimpses of who I used to be before the accident. Like when I saw that crepe stand a bit ago. Back then, suddenly felt a strong craving for crepes. I ended up eating too many. That's Serika. Never realized how much I like sweets. Maybe I just really like crepes specifically. Maybe I ate them on a date with a boy I liked once. Have we seen Serika eat a crepe before? My face goes red. There's no way. Probably. I'm not interested in that stuff. If I did have a boyfriend back then, he would have come to see me when I was in the hospital. Probably.
じゃあ映画でも見る？セリカ、お金は
？Two of my precious 1,000 yen bills suddenly disappeared down the drain, along with the crepes. I don't have any parents to beg for cash.
生活費の振り込みって15日だからな。
This must be what a grown-up feels like the day before payday. What should I do? And then, I suddenly see something strange.
あれ、何？
Aoi sees what I'm looking at and frowns.
セリカは見たことないの？
Is it the sumo men? I nod. Maybe the old me saw one in the past, but I don't recognize it now.
聞いたことくらいはあるでしょ。カオスチャイルド症候群。
あれが？
There are these strange-looking people walking around. It's less that they look strange, more that the clothes they're wearing don't match their appearances at all. There's a weird, unbalanced feeling to them. I can't stop staring. But the people around them are clearly used to them, so they don't seem to mind.
確か地震でひどい目に遭った若い人たちがあの病気になっちゃったんだよね。
So, what are they wearing? Aoi
な
nods.
んで誰も気にしないのかな。
気にはしてるんだよ。けど、あの人たちが悪いわけじゃないもん。そういう病気らしいから。それに。
Aoi looks up at the big TV screen on the side of the building. Treatable illness, it's not dangerous, and it's not communicatable. Harassment of patients is a violation of their human rights and is forbidden by law. Let us strive for an equal society free from discrimination. Okay. Everything just shifted, but Matrix theory is still in. Just another visual novel comes to mind, but I don't want to say what it is because it's a fairly late plot twist. But are they just all walking around like in a delusion, thinking their delusion is real, but like it's not quite? I don't know what the difference would be necessarily. But that's what I'm going with. There's a message there. Chaos thought, yeah, I already read that. Despite the fact that I've obviously heard about the syndrome in the past, I've never seen anything like it.
渋谷だけだよ。こんな風になってるのは。
So Aoi adds when she notices that I'm still staring at the announcement.
なんか変だもんこの街。いろいろ噂されてるし。
あるある、聞いたこと。症候群の人たちが時々行方不明になるんでしょ？なんか実験されてるとか。
You can't just leave it there. You gotta give me more. So, if it's a group delusion, does that mean? Is this even real? First of all, that's important. Is Serika real? Is she in a delusion right now? But if it is, does that mean every character who wasn't a gigalomaniac was like fake? Is this? Oh, is this like? I've just thought of another visual novel that I can't say the name of, but it reminds me of its true ending.
実験ってあんたは漫画の読みすぎ。
Let's keep going, let's keep going.
とにかくセリカは聞いたことない？そういうの。
知らないよ。
She just said she's heard of it, just she didn't know.
そっか。セリカネットニュースとか見ないもんね。
What a wrong-sider. She's right. I've never really been interested. I don't even have internet at home. According to Ayaka, everyone else on the internet these days. Everyone else is, but I wonder if that's really true.
ねえ、お金ないならさ、ちょっと覗きに行かない？
Ayaka flashed a mischievous grin.
何を？
症候群の人たちが入っている施設。私場所知ってるんだ。
いいよ。映画見よ。
Yeah, let's go to the mentally ill exhibit. That sounds like a blast. The three of us argue for a while, but in the end, Ayaka wins out. The reason being I don't like the idea of having a friend pay for me. Plus for some reason I can't explain, I want to go there too.
ちょっとだけだからね。怒られたりするの嫌だし。で、
こっからすぐだよ。碧峰学園は。
Oh boy. Wait, does that mean Ito doesn't exist? Ito has to be real. It's a few minutes walk away from the station. It sure doesn't look like a place for sick people. Looks like just a normal school. There's a plate on the entrance that reads Hekiho Academy. I can see the patients coming in and out of the building. Some are laughing and joking around, while others are alone and playing with their smartphones. They really do look like normal students. That explains it. They're all wearing this school's uniform. But why? Creepy music. That uniform doesn't fit their appearances at all. It actually makes them stand out even more.
本人たちは高校に通っているつもりなんだって。
Is Takuyo actually like 80 years old?
気がついていないんだよ。ここが。
なんでそんな。
That doesn't make sense. How could they not know? They know what people say about them if they watch TV even once. So how?
何が見えてるんだろうね。
Just as I go to take a look inside.
Serika?
Just suddenly felt a sharp pain in my head and collapsed on the spot. So like Takuyo broke Serika out. I wonder, during the heroine routes, did Takuyo like wake the others up too? I have no idea what's going on. Feel my mind begin to fade away, and then everything goes black. This is so. I guess this means that the common round ending doesn't matter.
だから明日は休むよ。今日はごめんね。はーい、お大事にします。ありがとう。じゃあね。
I end the call with Aoi and fall under the bed. I only passed out for a few minutes, then woke up and the two of them walked me home. My head still hurts. The strange pain. How do I describe it? It's not like a real headache. It's like the center of my head is heavy or something. What exactly happened to me earlier? Suddenly, I see a vision of something in my head. This has happened to me before? This time it's different, more powerful. Feels like I've gone inside the vision. So much so that I can even smell it.
これってやっぱり。
Does this have something to do with what my life was like before I lost my memories? Do I actually know Hekiho Academy? That facility in Shibuya? Take out my phone and look at the address book. There are 22 names on the list. Oh, there is one really big question. Is Serika actually real? Because Takuyo is an actual gigalomaniac. So he could have made her, real-booted her in the real world. Theoretically. I don't know what we're working with here. But all the others are, chaos children who only have, a set amount of power, etc. Only in that delusion. Like, Takumi is real, right? 22 names on the list. Only one on a friend on the list who isn't a friend is my guardian. I tried calling her, then abruptly cut it short. She told me not to go to Shibuya. Can't tell her what happened today. Maybe I should tell her about the vision I saw.
あの人は何か知ってるのかな。
When I woke up in the hospital after the accident, I didn't have any form of identification on me. No matter what the doctors asked me, I couldn't answer. And then, she came. Kurosato? She said she was a distant relative of mine, that she'd be my guardian. She She was the one who told me who I was before the accident. Supposedly, I was an only child. I used to live in a prefecture far away from Tokyo. The fall of my second year in high school, my parents both died in an accident. I was all alone. Then this person, my distant relative, took me in. I didn't have enough money left after that to keep going to the private school I was attending at the time, but instead I was transferring to a cheaper school run by a man she knew. No, Kurosato doesn't know anyone. She doesn't have friends. Can't be her. The day before I was supposed to start, I went to the Restoration Festival. The first time I ever went to Shibuya, I was apparently shocked to see the sheer number of people there. I was standing there in shock, I was swept up by a crowd and pushed out onto the street, just as a car was driving by. After that, I woke up, only to find myself in a hospital bed. I have a terrible scar on my stomach, and I've forgotten everything. The day I left the hospital, I asked my guardian a question. Can I go back to my old house? I meant the house where I lived with my parents. If I went back there, I thought I might remember something. She told me, you can't go back there anymore. Apparently, someone else owns it now. She said they'd tell me the reason why when I was older, but that still hasn't happened yet. How long has it been? She told me she works in Shibuya and can't leave the city, so that's why, after I left the hospital, I started to live by myself here in this apartment in Yokohama. The first time I fell asleep in this room after leaving the hospital, I woke up in tears. And then, I made a decision. I don't have time for crying. To live the best life I can, for my parents' sake, for mine as well. Am I ready? Am I okay? I am okay! Okay. That was when I left my past behind. Or so I thought. But the facility called Hekio Academy, and all those Chaos Child Syndrome patients, seem like they're gonna make me remember. Should I call it there? Let's keep going a little. Stay away from Shibuya, alright? Is it Kunosato or Momose? Okay, I thought we were cutting to them, but no, okay. She told me that so many times, but maybe it's because she doesn't want me seeing Hekio Academy and the people who go there.
Wow.
Ow. Feels like there's something I'm not supposed to remember. There's no way. This isn't a thriller or anything like that. Is this real or is this a delusion? I've got no clue. That's how you know it's a Chaos game. Like, it's making me think everything was in the Matrix, but what if actually this is the Matrix and the Matrix was real life? Chaos Child Syndrome. Specific condition that appears in certain victims of the Shibuya earthquake. Theorized to be a psychogenetic mental disorder. Seems to be a form of schizotypical disorder, a condition in which the patient does not recognize that they have a disorder. The originator of the name is unknown, said to have come from both a psychologist and from one of the patients. The name appears to have come from the fact that all the patients with this disorder were young children at the time of the Shibuya earthquake, the complexity of the circumstances surrounding the earthquake and their symptoms. This is believed to be the origin of the name Chaos Child Syndrome. Couldn't stop thinking about the syndrome, so I ended up spending the whole night researching it on my phone. I didn't understand over half of what I read. Just reading it gave me a headache. It was all is believed to be, or said to be, it's like no one really knew anything about it. Eventually, I found a page that said, mental disorders are neither real illnesses or fictional myths, but somewhere between the two. I don't know what that meant, so I just gave up. But what does that even mean? It's real, it's not real or fake? Schrodinger's cat? Evolution! A lot of people besides me were looking into it too. Some people were coming up with weird conspiracy theories, others were saying the very idea of explaining it scientifically was nonsense. I realized as I read that I kept seeing the same name over and again and again.
Miyashiro Takuru だっけ?
How's he involved? He's the boy who began the serial killings in Shibuya. Oh, that's real? He's just 18 years old, only a year older than me. I lost my memories from before the accident, so I didn't really know what awful things he did at first. I tried to look him up. When they gave me my phone, they put a filter on it. I can't read basically anything that has to do with Miyashiro Takuru. That only made me want to know more. Maybe that's what I was like before the accident? Personality doesn't seem to have changed much.
まあ、こっちから興味を持って調べないと情報なんてないのと同じだもんね。
Huh? Feels like someone's told me that before. Pretty often at that. That's what a right-sider would say. But who? Well, it doesn't matter. Always fun, doesn't have any filtering on it, so I was able to find out more about Takeru through her. What I read about him was shocking. Hard to imagine that someone my age could have done what he did. He killed his own younger sister. Yui's actually dead? Okay, this has to be delusion then. She's in Love Choo Choo. Unless Love Choo Choo's a delusion. Also, if she's dead, then it implies Nono's dead. And I do not think they would kill Nono. And they worked together with an accomplice to stuff her body into boxes. Then he tried to kill his older sister. Oh, and failed. Oh! Yui could... Okay. She could legit be dead then. His older sister is still in a coma after that. I couldn't believe it. I felt disgusted with this Miyashio person. How could he do something so horrible? Okay, so the divergent point is when Serika stabbed Nono? Then? Did she pull out her D sword in the common route? Nono? I don't remember. But I found something that made me start wondering. Learned that he had attended Hekio before he got caught. He told me not to go to Shibuya. They put filtering on my phone to stop me from looking up Miyashio specifically. Which means that maybe there's something there. Something they don't want me to know. I don't know what it could be. It just doesn't feel right.
Yoshi.
Yosh. Let myself a few times. What was that sound effect? Play that back on the cheeks to help me focus. I just want answers. So I decided to pretend to be sick to get out of school and head back to Shibuya. Okay. Okay! I'm ready to go. Say a silent sorry to my friends who were worried about my fake illness and set off for my destination. Okay, that's a place to call it. This is, I don't know what's going on. This has all gotta be fake, right? Or it's real, or it's Serika chapter. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but yeah, I've got no clue. We gotta keep going. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.